Hi and welcome, I am Helle, and today I will share my top 10 most anticipated quick games slash small games. Most of them are going to be small games for Essen Spiel 2024. I have made a list with my top 10 most anticipated games. I will add a link in the description for that list. But this list is just with a lot of quick games and most of them are small. And let's start with the list. On my spot number 10, I have the next monster. And this is not a monster, but a monster, because you're going to collect stars for your scene, and you're going to collect judges, and you're going to collect 9 monsters and 3 judges. And the judges, they will bring you points for different monsters. So you need to grab correct monsters and judges that will match so you can score the most points. And the special thing in this game is you're going to start some music, and then on a specific note the active player either have to flip a tile or grab a tile, and that you have some kind of a time pressure in deciding which tile you want to grab and place to your scene. So a little quick puzzle game where you also have some luck in the tiles that are going to be flipped, to see if you can get the right connections to score you a lot of points. It seems like a little fun, chaotic time pressure game. And on my next spot I have a little game called The Many Dungeons, and this is a cooperative game, a cooperative dungeon crawl game where you only have 18 hexagonal tiles. I'm curious about how this game will work as a co-op game and the puzzles, and I think the art looks really cute. So this one has intrigued me. I want to have a closer look at this game. And on spot number 8 I have Quiet House. And this is also a co-op game where players, they will be inside a house and you need to arrange 5 different statues in a certain manner. And the thing is, in this quiet house, people, they can't talk to each other about what they have or what they need to achieve, because there are going to be 8 cards, 2 on each side of the house. An active player can see 4 of the cards, so you know something about where you need to arrange these statues. And on a player's turn you can move a statue, or maybe you can say, hey, everything that I can see is correct placed, and you're going to flip a card, and then there's one thing you can't move, and each of the statues, they have special movement restrictions to them. And then together you need to observe what the other players, they are doing, what they are trying to move, and then try and figure out what you think the others' objectives, what objectives the other players they have, and together you need to arrange all the statues in the correct order. And on my spot number 7 I have Deep Sea Adventure Boost. This is a push your luck game where you are all going to be divers. You are going to dive, and when you dive, you're going to dive for treasures, and you have to see how far down you're going to go, how far will you risk, because there is a risk that you won't be able to make it back. So on your turn you will decide if you want to dive deeper or if you want to move back towards the ship, and then you will roll a die to see how far you're going to go. And it can happen in this game that you will run out of air and you will not get back with any treasures. So this is a fun little push your luck game. And on my spot number 6 I have another co-op game, and this is Babble. It's a cooperative card game, and in this game players, they will attempt to make the Tower of Babel. We will work together, giving each other commands. Unfortunately, over time your language will evolve, making it harder to understand each other's commands. Can you manage to construct the tower even with people starting to talk differently, maybe being hard to understand? It sounds like it can be a fun game. And on my spot number 5 I have Potato Tomato, and this is a hidden role game where players, they're going to be on either the tomato team or the potato team, and all players, they're going to gain 5 cards, and if you have more of the tomatoes than the potatoes, then you will be on the tomato team, and on the other side for the potatoes. The game will end when one player has had all of their cards revealed, and that team will lose. So if it was a tomato, then all the tomatoes, they're going to lose. You can, during the game, swap sides, so you can go from being a tomato to being a potato. And so this is a game where you don't want to reveal the cards on a person where you're on the same team, but you don't really know who is on your team. So I think this is a little fun game where you don't really know who you can trust, and you can also swap side if you think it looks like one team is going to win. And on spot number 4 I have Dirt and Glory. And this is a push your luck race game where each player, they're going to have their own starting deck of cards, and then you're going to have a target for the round, which is going to be a number, and then you're going to flip cards, and you can flip as many cards as you want to until you say stop, or maybe you bust. And of course you're going to try to get as close to the target as possible. The player that gets closest to the target is going to get the best benefit. But if you bust, that might not be good, but you will get some tokens that can help you on other turns. So this seems like a fun little push your luck card game. And it's also a deck building game, because you're going to get new cards to your deck. So you're going to build your deck too. And on my spot number 3 we have Capn Flip. And this is a tile drafting placement game. Ahoy, Captain, we need to fill our ship with crew members. Well, on your turn you can draw a double-sided tile from a bag with crew members. Once a tile has been drawn, you need to decide if you want to keep that side of the tile or flip it to the other side. Then you need to place the tile in your pirate ship, so it potentially can score you the most points. There are some luck with the tiles that you're going to draw, and you need to place them well on your ship to get good points. And I like the element where you actually can decide if you get a crew member. Do I really want this one, or do I want to flip it to the other side? This element, will it be better, or maybe it will be worse, or maybe it doesn't matter. So it's a fun thing, I think, element in the game, and it seems like a very quick game. And this looks like a fun, chaotic game. And on my spot number 2 I have Castle Combo. And here you need to buy persons to your house to make the most valuable house. Each player will spend coins to draft 9 cards from the 2 open markets, the lower and the upper city, creating along the game a 3x3 square of people interacting with each other to trigger instant effects and end game bonuses. This seems like a puzzly game in getting the right people for your city or house that then will be able to score you the most points in the end of the game. So a little quick puzzle card game with some fun illustrations. And then on my first spot I have Gatlings. And this is a bag building tile placement game where you're going to have your own bag with tiles, and you're going to draft a tile on each turn, and all players, they will do this at the same time, and then you're going to place the tile, and you need to try and match the same colors on the tiles to give you the most benefit. But beware, there are gnomes on these tiles. If you get too many gnomes, you might bust. So that is where the luck is in the game. How lucky do you feel? How many tiles are you going to draw from your bag? So this reminded me of Quacks of Quedlinburg, but as a little tile placement game instead. But you have the building of your bag. At the end of each round, players, they will get to buy new tiles to add to their bag, so they will have even better tiles in their bag. And you are racing with the other players to be the first one to be able to buy the tile that costs 20. The player that can do this is going to win the game. So all these little small games seems to me to be very great in very different ways. And I want to get some more small games added to my collection, which are small filler games or games you can use when you are out traveling, or maybe you have some people that normally do not play games, and then they are easier to introduce and for new players. So that is all some games I think I would like to get at Essen. And again, like in my other video, you might think I was finished here, but I'm not. I still have one more game that I'm definitely also want to get. And that is Loot. There's not that much information about the game, but you are going to play as Meeps as at the world's biggest board game convention, running around trying to visit as many booths as you can and not try to avoid to get caught in a corner. And what they said about this game is that it's a family-friendly roll and Meeps game for 2 to 4 players. I always, when I go to Essen Spiel, we always play Essen the game. And then now I could add one more game that I need to play every time before I go to Essen Spiel, when we prepare for this Spiel. But that was my 11 small games that I have selected out of all of the 1100 games. So many games on the list, and yet again I still have many more games on my list. So that was the games that I have selected for my quick list, and now it's just time to soon pack and then drive off to Essen Spiel. Maybe I will see you there.